Hey, what's up guys? This is TBone here. And so as you know, I've been using BlueStacks as an emulator to play various Android device games. And this game caught my eye because they would do these splash screens as you're loading up BlueStacks and to talk about different games. Now this game caught my eye because when I looked it up, it said that it was a game that is purely single player, but it requires you to use deck building skills in order to defeat the bosses, to make progress. The game is called Endless Abyss. I took a quick look, I played through the tutorial, and I'm familiar with the mechanics. And so I thought what I would do is I would do a quick, sort of overview of the game, sort of show you how it works, so that we could, I could do a review and sort of see like, is this something that is worth checking out? Now this game is in early access phase, so that means that a lot of things are still not finalized yet, and there are still improvements to be made. So you should expect to see some glitches here or there, or maybe some things aren't looking quite as polished as you would like, but that's just the nature of early access type games. The whole idea here is I want to see if this game is fun. That's the first and foremost thing. And for me, I like deck building mechanics, so I want to see if this is something that is going to be fun and also require a lot of strategy. I want to see how difficult it is, and how well I can actually make progress. Is this a game that's going to require me to spend a lot of money in order to play? Is this friendly, free to play player friendly? All of those things are going to be the ideas. Now the way that you play here, you can see there is block cards and strike cards. The way this game works is that you have to play cards during your turn to do some action, and you have energy above you here. So you can, every time you play a card, it's going to require some energy, and the energy is indicated on the top left here. And these cards will do certain things. You can also see what the boss is about to do. So the boss is about to attack me during his turn for 8 damage. And so what I can do is I could actually put a block card and say I'm going to gain 6 block. Okay, so I'll block for 6 damage, but that's not quite enough, so I'm going to block again. Now you can see my energy level going down, and I have 3 cards here remaining. So what I could do is I could simply play all 5 cards. And I can also choose to strike for 5 damage right now. So you can see the health going down. And here's another card that is a damage, that is a 5 damage card. Now my energy is all gone. There's nothing more I can do. I can simply now end my turn. And you can see I have 5 more cards that I will be flipping during my turn. So now the enemy is going to attack, but I was able to block for 8 of those because I played multiple block cards. Now I have 5 more cards I play, and you can see it's now down to 0. That's because I start with 10 cards in my deck. And so these are the cards that I actually have to use, and now I have a double strike which I could use. Okay, so that one is a 1 energy card, and you can see there's only 4 energy, and I have 5 cards to play, and so I have to sort of decide what I can do. Now I know that I don't have enough strike to take it out, so I'm gonna go ahead and attack here. Still has 29 health, and I have 1 more attack, and I can also block. So what I can do is I can also give myself a little bit block. Right, he's going to deal 6 damage, but he's going to do this twice, so I'm going to lose 12 health total with 5 armor. And I guess what I'll do is I'll attack again. And then now I have no more energy. I'm going to go ahead and turn again. So now the boss is going to attack. And let's see. So we're going to get attacked twice, so we do lose some health. Now the next turn, I'm going to have to block for 10. So that's going to be a little bit better. I can block here, and I can also double strike. So the whole idea here is, you have to know what cards are basically like, you build up the deck to help you be successful, and this is where the deck building comes in. You have an opportunity to select 5 cards each time from your deck, and it gets recycled, so you know what's coming. And so we're just gonna keep attacking here. Basically the next attack we should win. So we are going to get hit, and what I don't know is whether or not my health will replenish after this, or if it's going to persist. So right now my health is at 68, and then I don't need to block anymore. I can simply attack, and I should be able to defeat the boss. And so there's the first win. I think I get a little bit of a heal, so I did get healed there. I also get some reward, and so we can select a card. So when we win, we do get a chance to now pick a card to add to our deck. And so if you're used to playing games like Hearthstone, or if you're used to playing games like Magic, like these type of games where it's about deck building, like you have to build your own deck, you have to be familiar with the cards, you have to know what's good, what's bad, and you have to make a best mix in order to maximize your potential for winning. This is what it's like. And so in order for me to select a good card, let's see, so we can gain 7 card, but then 7 block for parry, but then I exhaust a random card in my hand. This is kind of like a good and bad. And cleave deals 4 damage and applies 1 vulnerable to all enemies, so that indicates that there could be more than a single one. And this one deals 12 damage, so it's a single big one, and it shuffles a wound into your deck. Now I don't know what a wound is, so this is another one that seems to be a sort of there's also like a double-edged sword. But I'm going to try this. Let's go ahead and try the Wild Strike. All right, and so let's go ahead and click the reward. So let's collect our gold and we'll proceed. And so you can take a look at the sort of like the layout here too. So I actually wasn't able to show you the map here. So you can see here is the gameplay. You can see here's a path that you can choose to take. You could have started, I could have started in any of these 3. I started here. Now the next thing is going to be an event, or another one as an event, but then followed by a battle. This one is an event followed by an event. Now there is also camp. Camp is where you can go in and you can level up your unit. You can do something. This is where this is your safe zone. So the other part of the strategy here also is figuring out the best path to move forward. And this one actually is basically event followed by a battle by event. And there's actually a goblin here. It looks like this is where we can earn some nice, loot. But you don't have camp until much later, although there's more treasures in here. But I think for this purpose, let's just go ahead and take a look at event, and then we can battle up to our camp. And so now what we can do is we can also we can go into this event, and then you come to a village ravaged by demons, and the villagers have all fled away. To your surprise, there are still steady iron strikes in the smithy. So I could upgrade a card, but I can become, there's a 25% chance I'll become cursed. And I can receive a random relic, and I can have 75% of becoming cursed. So I probably don't want that, but I can upgrade a card for free. So we'll take a chance here. Let's take a chance, or we can just leave and, have nothing. So that's what events are like. So let's go ahead and select, and we got an injury. So that's unfortunate, but we do have we do have an ability to upgrade a card here. And so I think I'm going to upgrade. Let's upgrade a regular strike. So this one will deal 7 damage. Or let's see what happens with the wild strike. So wild strike will deal 15 damage. And then you shuffle a wound in your deck. So I think it's probably better to do this. Okay, and then so let's go ahead. And we will leave. So that's what events are like. And now we're going to go into battle. And this is where I believe my health will remain at 71, just like the previous battle. And now we're fighting against 2 enemies. And you can see I have Wild Strike. It's still 1 energy. I can use all 5 of these, so that's good. So I can choose who I attack as well. But I don't know whether this enemy is going to attack or not. But I'm going to just kind of focus on 1, and then let's go ahead and block. So this is the basic gameplay. In the beginning, it's going to seem relatively easy, but knowing this type of game, the bosses will eventually get really difficult, and you need to have the right mix of cards, and you need to make sure that you have the, you're well prepared for a battle. And if I remember correctly, the way this works is once you lose all your health, you start from the beginning. And so this is, so you can see here, there's an injury card. So this is a bad card for you. So we can also do, well, we can play all 4 here. So let's go ahead and we can break the armor here, so you can see there's an armor there. We can break that, but I'm going to continue to attack here. We're going to be getting attack from this enemy here for 7, and let's go ahead and end the turn. Now I think the card also gets removed, so we don't have to use that card. And then we're going to gain 3 cards. Now I got burned, so there's an unplayable card while in hand. What is this card? While in hand, take damage at the end of your turn. So I can't play this card, right? So this card is unplayable, and it's going to deal 2 damage to me. I have a wound here. So whenever I play the card I just played it that dealt 15 damage, I get this in my deck as well. And so let's just focus on trying to take this guy out, right? Because he was about to attack, and we do gain some health as well. And now let's go ahead and strike again. And we know that we're going to... these are all unplayable now, so let's go ahead and end our turn. All right, and so Shadow Hound is the name of the demon here. Now, so this is the card that, even though it deals pretty good damage, eventually you're going to fill up your wound into the deck. So basically you're adding to your deck, it looks like. So let's go ahead and attack. We'll block for 7, right? And now, because what I can do is I can just attack for 15 right now, so that I have a chance to take out the enemy quicker. So this is kind of the general gameplay. It's pretty interesting, I think. And every time, it looks like every time he attacks, I gain a burn card as well. I'm curious what these things are. Okay, so this is your inventory. This is your deck right now. So you can sort of see what's in this deck. And so I don't need to do armor break. I'm just going to strike, because there is no armor. Oh, I can try it. Let's try armor break, because I think it can also deal a little bit of damage. And then let's go ahead and attack. And then now we are going to win again. And so now that we've done 2 attacks, we've done a event as well, let's go back to camp and see what that's all about. And so again, we can go ahead and select the card, and we can actually, there's Great Cleats, and now these are 2 energy cards. Now we have Crippling Strike that deals 12 damage and applies 2 weak. This one deals 14 damage, and the strength affects twice. And then you can also have a Blade Mail that gains 12 block. So you can also deal 4 damage back. Now I personally like higher block better, because health is going to be very important in this game. You do need to have good attack, but I think having a strong defensive item is going to be important. And so let's go ahead and get this, and we'll proceed. Now let's go back to camp, and we'll end here. There is also an elite battle where you can probably you can fight against a strong enemy, probably for better reward. And this is where you can rest. I'm assuming this is where you rest to then gain your health back. But let's go to forging instead, because I want to see what we have, what we can do. So we can choose a card to upgrade, right? So we can choose to upgrade here. So we can upgrade our basic attack, or we can upgrade our blade mail, so that you can gain more attack. Now there's only one of these cards, but as I mentioned, one of the things I like seeing is having better block, because you're always going to get attacked by the bosses. Having more block seems to make more sense. So we upgrade a card here so we can get this, and now you can only pick one. So you can only pick one option or the other, and now we basically leave, and then we go on to our battle. And so this is basically the main concept of the game, and I just wanted to make this a little bit of a short video, not intended for it to be a very long video, because I wanted to sort of explain this a little bit. So I actually think that the game seems relatively interesting. And the sort of the whole mechanic here is that you build up your deck, and as you go on, you're going to collect more cards, and then you're going to be able to choose and pick which cards you use in your deck to go up against more difficult bosses. And so making those decisions, and there's always that sense of and I believe that when you die, right? And so there really is that pressure to make sure that you actually build a good deck, which I think is a lot of fun. And so it looks like there's quite a bit to do as well, and not sure what happens when you reach the end. And this is just chapter 1, right? So I'm assuming you're going to try and go through this, finish chapter 1, and then you can move on as well. And so overall, I feel like this is a and you can have a Medal of Honor. Every time you kill a monster, you can also gain HP. So you get relics as well. So there's concept of relics here, and there are other things that looks like can't do anything right here. There's also settings. And so this is basically the game in a nutshell. And so I think that this is interesting, that I will probably continue to try. Again, this is a single player type game, type format, and if you are interested in checking this out, the game is called Endless Abyss. So my review so far is it seems like it's fun. I don't actually see any way to purchase any items just yet, and that's perfectly great. It just means that we'll be playing through using whatever the game has to offer us. And so leave a comment below if this is something that you've played or you enjoy playing. If you want to see me do a couple more of these fights, I'll definitely be happy to do so. And so, yeah, leave a comment and let me know if there's any other games that you'd like to check out as well. So until then, this is going to be it for this episode. Thanks very much. Again, this is TBone here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Take care. I'll see you next time.